All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Selkirk Lab Showdown, powered by Invited. We are at the beautiful Braemar Country Club. Dave Fleming here with Morgan Evans. And Morgan, started with pool play on Friday, have had unique partnerships all weekend. Crowd has been loving seeing different people on each side of the court and paired up with each other. And here we are with, not surprised at the players, but surprised at who they're playing with. We're going to start with mixed.
Yes, Ben Johns is joined with Jessie Irvine. This team looked so good yesterday. They have played before, as we mentioned, the Tournament of Champions back in 2019. They know their roles so well. I think Ben is very comfortable next to Jessie. Jessie has a great ability to own her section of the court and be absolutely rock solid. In speaking with her yesterday, they talked about their strategy, and she said, well, essentially, I'm going to dink cross court. And he said, well, as long as I know what you're going to do, we're fine.
And they certainly were fine yesterday. On the other side of the court will be two terrific players, Callie Smith and Matt Wright. They've played together twice before coming into this, and it was not good. They admitted that. They're like, we seem like we would be tremendous partners, and sometimes it didn't gel. It didn't gel on Friday when they played together either. Then, boom, the gelling happened on Saturday.
Yeah, you never quite know when it's going to just click. Luckily, they found their clicking moment yesterday, and we're about to get underway. We'll see if their click will match up well against the gel of Johns and Irvine.
So here we go. Jessie Irvine, the LA local, to serve. Let's play pickleball. And we saw a lot of that yesterday. He made a lot of those. Just a bit deep was Ben Johns on that one.
Yeah, at the very least, he sent a clear message.
Again, best 2 out of 3 to 11 here today at the Selkirk Lab Showdown. And a couple thirds don't go where Callie Smith wanted them, so a little jittery here to start.
Callie Smith being very aggressive very early on and paying the price on that one.
Yeah, she kept Ben honest with the ball down the line, but then tried to go to the right side of his body. Not a good choice. That's a no-go zone.
That's a miscommunication. She really thought that Ben was going to take that one.
Yeah, he had that tantalizing pace, but it was far enough away from where he couldn't get it when the ball was above the net.
And a rare miss from Irvine. Quite similar styles in cross-court forehand dinks, Irvine and Smith.
Yeah, a little carvy. And Matt Wright has taken a couple of balls in the leg so far from Mr. Johns.
Good leave. However, Matt Wright doing his job nicely, showing that that middle is not going to be as available as they might like.
Full swing and a miss, and Irvine is there. No swing and a miss on that one, though.
No, that was clean, very clean, at a perfect height.
Yeah, and this is going to be the frustrating part for Callie Smith because she knows how precise her cross-court dinks need to be to get them away from John. She may look to try and go behind him again.
Oh, yeah, by contrast, I think Irvine was going to have an extra 2 or 3 inches to work with. Matt Wright is a longer player than Johns, not quite as athletic. He's 45 years old. We'll cut him some slack.
Yes.
It's incredible that he's been able to maintain his game to such a high level.
There's a beautiful ball by the 45-year-old from Wichita, Kansas. Played his college tennis at Michigan. Talked to him about having to play his pickleball on Ohio State court. He's not happy about it.
Great power on the high backhand from Johns.
Yeah, and Wright and Smith are going to have to get the ball to bounce to give themselves a chance to get to the kitchen line and find a pattern that works. There's another one way too high.
Johns has called it wide.
Just wide.
Referee has confirmed.
All right, so there are challenges today, and we will have a challenge. So we've got a video referee, Don Stanley, in the booth. So they're going to take a look at the ball on the sideline. Wasn't hit very fast, but was hit at a fairly severe angle, but at a fairly slow pace.
Yeah, and Johns was really moving quickly to get behind it and hopefully get a play on it. So not the easiest one for him to see, but the call is out. We'll see if it pays off.
Take a look at that. So what have you seen so far as the booth reviews that particular ball?
Yeah, I think Callie Smith needs to work hard to get those third shots on her forehand side. I think dealing with some of these slice returns with her backhand is troublesome. You know, we can't really fight slice with slice. So I'd love to see her predominantly dropping cross-court. She's really trying to keep Ben honest by attacking him, and so is Matt Wright. A lot of attacks keeping over on that side of the court as we look at the replay here. And, ooh, I tell you, if that's a tennis ball, it's in. For me, I think the equator is to the left of the line.
Yeah, that's really close.
That's a really close. I am not...
don't know how...
Glad I'm not in that position.
Yeah, don't know if you could overturn that. That's, you know, you need to have clear evidence. Yeah, there. I think, you know, a lot of people don't think about the direction the ball is spinning. Slice, the ball is spinning backwards. So topspin, you are keeping the same spin when slice is coming to you. Hit topspin, much easier for you. Slicing a slice, we've seen those come up short because you're fighting the spin at that point.
Yeah, exactly. The counter spin for slice is topspin, certainly not backspin. The times where it doesn't play too much of an effect is if you can let that ball bounce, come up, reach its apex, drop down. A lot of that spin has cooled off. But so many of these players are kind of cramping the baseline here, and a lot of them are rising.
With a timeout, and Irvine and Johns will be serving at 3-0-1.
All right, so you heard the voice of Leslie Frank there. The call stands, and you have to have a timeout to challenge. They get 2 per game, so 1 is used in that challenge. And again, anything even slightly up, the lateral quickness of Johns, too much.
Yeah, no, that's a beautiful play, but right now it's the basics they're just doing better. The third shots in particular are in great locations.
Smith finally found what she could take out of the air. Irvine's been doing a great job of keeping that ball down, not giving her anything to attack.
And that is a fantastic 5th ball from Irvine. Wright did a good job of getting it into a good location that Johns couldn't get a hold of, and forced Irvine on her back foot, slicing that 5th ball, but she did it masterfully.
Got 3 back, but couldn't get the 4th one, so good power, and let's see if Smith and Wright can get on the board. Johns and Irvine looking very comfortable so far.
Yeah, it is smooth sailing. It's not to say it's going to continue like this. Smith and Wright are amazing players.
And there you see an around the post, or ATP. One of the best in the world at doing that is Jessie Irvine.
Yours.
Tremendous defense by Ben Johns on the ATP, and then finishes.
Yeah, what a sequence of points. Wright defended Irvine's ATP, Johns defended Smith's.
Oh, and Irvine got what she
got.
wanted. And, you know, those 2 prior points show the evolution of the game. It used to be someone has an ATP, they hit a winner, and we move on to the next point, we clap our hands. Now everybody defends them like it's not a big deal.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's a fantastic hallmark, and interesting to see where the game will go in the next 5-10 years. So much power.
Just catches the top of the tape after a great track down of a Matt Wright lob that was perfectly placed. Irvine does such a nice job going behind Matt Wright there.
Yeah, and that's really the first ball we've seen from her that is designed to keep him on that side of the court.
Yours.
Oh!
And so close to the net that he couldn't hit down on it.
No, it was quite close to Irvine as well, I am sure. I think she's happy that she was able to get out of the way of that one. Certainly would have left a mark. Oh, only just.
Just sails a bit deep off that Ben Johns paddle. So 5-0-2 here in game 1. Best 2 out of 3 to 11.
That is a big point there for Wright and Smith. They needed that.
You see Wright come through, and this is a player that plays on emotion a lot. Gets his first official fist pump of the day. Let's see if that can get them on the board.
Yeah.
Again, there's the slicing the slice we talked about, and it comes up well short.
Yeah, she really needs to think about where she's positioning her body on these serves. She doesn't need to be hitting those backhands. Oh.
Yeah, and players at all levels, you can decide where you're standing when you serve or when you receive. And if you keep getting beat, slide to the middle so there's no chance you can hit a backhand. The other option is to have your partner come over and take it, which Matt Wright did there. Oh, what a block, and that even hit the tape.
Oh. And then one of the slowest winners
Yes.
you will ever see.
Yes, all of Ben's weight was sliding to the left, and
Matt Wright had predicted a very different shot.
yes, and his hand in the cookie jar is filled with chocolate chips. That's a good pace. Good job by Callie Smith there.
5-1-2.
That's a tremendous get by Smith, and then gets the error from Irvine. Fans just loving that court. Go crazy. It's like fireworks. And there's that precision on the thirds that just hasn't been there consistently in this first game from Wright and Smith.
Yeah, if they can tighten that up, it's going to make a massive difference, I think.
1-5-2.
No.
Good leave and a great serve that drew Irvine out wide, making the distance she had to cover to return to her preferred side of the court much more difficult. Opened up the opportunity for a nice drive.
That's in.
That's in.
That's in.
Yours.
And that's what pickleball is all about right there.
That's what we came to see. Unbelievable work, all four players strutting their stuff.
Offense
And-
turning to defense. That's the beauty of pickleball at the highest level.
And fortunately for Wright and Smith, they were on serve, and they are rewarded for such epic play.
So get within two. Ben Johns to serve here. 5-3-1.
No.
And you heard Matt Wright scream, "Be ready," because he got nothing on his return. But sometimes it's just too tasty sitting there in the middle of the court.
Yeah, when it's short and low enough, it's suddenly so bad it was good.
Yes.
Yours.
Wow. And just wouldn't crawl over for Matt Wright after Johns had a ball in his chin area that he was able to defend.
Such delicate hands.
Yes. And you know, Matt Wright has now been able to get himself a little more involved. The precision of what Callie Smith's doing next to him much better. Let's see if they can find the thirds here and get right back into this.
Yeah, their style right now is a slightly riskier style of play than Johns and Irvine. Irvine really just staying solid cross court. Whereas Smith doing a lot of work towards Johns, really trying to keep him on that side of the court to open up a little more space to then potentially get over towards Irvine or launch an attack.
Okay.
I think it's a good move. If Wright is going to take those thirds, he's certainly going to need Smith to disconnect early and try to be menacing. Oh, good leave.
Yeah,
he
sometimes when you finally get a ball in a good place, you overhit it because you're so excited.
Oh, still we're starting to see Johns crank into second gear.
Yes, and there are several gears available. Reset clinic. That's what I'm talking about right there.
That had it all. If you're ever curious about how to play the game, then just study every single one of those shots.
Yeah, just put that on replay. So after all the effort into that point, it is Wright and Smith who take a timeout. So the play has been rising. The heat is rising, and we'll see who can rise to the finish and win game one right after this. Welcome back to the Selkirk Lab Showdown at Braemar Country Club. Love the format, the PPA Tour, bringing something a little different here with pool play, round robin, different matchups. It's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, this really is kind of an experiment. You know, the hypothesis was, is the game going to be equally or more entertaining if we put them all in a barrel, mix them up, and pick some names out of a hat, whack them together, and see what happens? And so far, it has been a huge success.
Yes. And the feedback from the players, from the fans, from everyone that loves pickleball is like, you know what? We love when they're going at it with their normal partners, but we really like seeing this as a little variety. So really cool format. A couple of people have chances to take 2 titles out here, including Ben and Jessie.
Yeah, they're both hunting for the double crown. Obviously, no chance for a triple crown without the typical singles events in this particular tournament. But yes, Irvine and Johns partnering up with De Villiers later on for the men's doubles, and Irvine with Kovalova in the women's, which will follow this particular match.
Again, that backhand third is not working so far for Callie Smith.
Yeah, she's going to have to keep those feet moving. It looks a little flat-footed when she's hitting some of those open stances. I love her when she's stepping in onto that left foot.
Beautiful finish from Matt right there as Johns went sliding in front of him.
Yeah, he's got so much strength and power that even when the ball gets a little bit behind him, he's still able to get more than enough mustard to get the job done.
And the anticipation of, I've put a ball in a good place and you're going to have to hit it up. And then a brutal finish from Ben Johns.
Yeah, it's like he's done this before.
Okay, we will replay that. So a let serve is just a replay. It must clear the kitchen, including the line would have been out in that case, but it did get just far enough.
Yours. Yours. Mine.
Great communication from Matt Wright in this point. It is Matt Wright, after speaking it well, hits it even better.
Yeah, John's got plenty of touches on the ball there, but not one of them was in a position where he could really do some damage. In the end, he put up just a slightly high backhand dink, and it was good night. On that occasion, placement over power.
Yes. Set off by the big two-handed reply of Jessie Irvine. Okay, there's the fire and brimstone from Callie Smith.
Yeah, she's been trying that shot all day, and without too much success, but that one, it's finally paying off. So, and we're seeing a bit of a momentum shift.
So get the roaring forehand winner and then get a missed return on a big serve. See if she cracks another one here. Medium crack on that.
Cheers.
And that's one of the first misses on a dink today from Irvine, and a side out and then 2 quick points, and it's 6-8. And that's the beauty of pickleball. You can get that ball and keep it for a while and make a big run at somebody that has a lead. So that's certainly what Wright would love to do here to continue this comeback. Oh.
And he was there.
Matt Wright is not happy about that. He was ready to put that into the open court and just hit the net at the perfect amount, so it skidded right over his paddle. Little devilish smile on John's face as he walked back to the line.
Nice work. That first attack was probably going out, but it was close enough into the body of Wright that he had no choice but to play it. And the secondary one was more than high enough to finish.
And just defending. Matt Wright had all of his targets locked on.
But, I mean, what we see there is just a united front in shot selections. Both Irvine and Johns electing just to cool things off, not agreeing with a fight while they're not in a good position to do it.
So we've got a game point here for Johns and Irvine. Look out. Oh, good handle by Matt Wright there.
Still a second chance to take game one. Oh, phenomenal hands from both Wright and Smith to keep them alive.
Including a no where the ball was going out, but again, Smith's paddle's up and ready. So, okay, they get the ball back, save 2 game points. What are they going to do with it? Off to a beautiful start.
Yeah, I think at this point, based on Smith's percentages on drops, it's just worth driving. Give yourself a better chance to get in off that 5th.
For sure, and set yourself up to hit a forehand.
Oh.
Good volley, Jessie.
A tough shot, to say the least, really.
Yeah, because Wright hammered that. If you see that off your partner, you're thinking, I'm going to get something good. That's how good the volley from Irvine was there. And Matt Wright is disgusted with the net tape. It has not been his friend. Third game point for Irvine and Johns.
Oh, Benjamin. You don't get to use all your toys just yet.
No. In fact, that isn't even your toy.
He's remarkably good at it, and I haven't seen him do one of those so far in the tournament. So maybe he felt like now was the time.
Oh, and the net returns the favor. And 4 game points have been saved, so that just gets lodged in your cranium a little bit as you are fighting a opponent of the quality of Wright and Smith.
Certainly, the net giveth and it taketh away.
So, 7-10-1. And that stays in, and a big come on from Callie Smith.
It was at a height that certainly indicates an out ball, but not at a speed that makes it so.
You. Yours. Yours. Get in.
And Wright willing the ball to return within the dimensions.
Sounded like a golfer on the 4th tee box.
Get right. Well, it's a better third shot drop from Smith.
Yes.
Certainly. I'm glad to see her just going cross court, you know.
And they have a chance to tie this up here. Humongous point. And Smith goes for it down the line, and you see it here just inside out and misses by a fraction. Chance number 5 for Irvine, serving. And the answer is no there. So, guess what? 5 + 1 is indeed 6.
Let me grab my calculator, but I think you're right.
And 6 have been saved on a beautiful rally there.
Wright and Smith have been absolutely clutch under pressure here.
Some big saves of balls at their feet right there to stay in a safe place, too, where they weren't just completely down in the points. So 9-10, 2 chances to tie and maybe take the lead or even win game 1.
Great job of drawing Smith wide enough to award themselves a nice high ball.
3rd chance to get to 10. And Ben Johns with a beautiful clutch shot of his own because Smith got the ball she wanted and hit it where she wanted.
So this is it.
Lucky 7 here.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it's that variety from Smith
Yes.
in terms of her dink directions that's doing a great job helping Matt Wright get involved, because so often it's not something that's high enough for Johns to really work with, so he's having to redirect cross court, and that's giving Matt Wright a good look at an attack towards Irvine.
And Ben Johns on their 8th opportunity finishes cross court. So Smith, Wright really pushed them to the end, but couldn't quite get that evened up, and maybe that would have changed things. But
what a game to start off proceedings today.
I mean, that's what I'm talking about. 8 times is the charm there. So you just got to stay with it. and Irvine and Johns were able to do that. So, wow, we're going to come back after that great game one. You'll see it right after this. And Smith saw an opportunity there, but just pulled it deep. So, again, to reset where we're at, Johns and Irvine win game one, 11-9, trail in game two, 3-2. Again, this is just best 2 out of 3. 2-11. Sometimes we play 3 out of 5 on Sundays at the Showdown. We're just going to go 2 out of 3.
Yeah, I think the players, and certainly with these conditions, nice and warm, are not going to be too upset about that. As we said, 2 players going for the double crown as well.
And there is a Burt as Ben Johns comes flying in front of his partner. And Ernie, of course, is when you jump across on your side, but we all love Sesame Street. So there is a Burt from Ben.
Yeah, Wright complaining about the unnecessary use of athleticism and youth from Ben Johns.
Oh, man. Gotta pair that up. Not be Oscar the Grouch on the second point after that.
Ooh, wasn't quite there.
You really have to shape that ball around the post, which is completely legal in our sport. Just get it on the other side, over, around, whatever you can do. And if you don't get it on the first one, get that thing dialed in for the encore performance, Callie Smith. Well done. And Smith flicks one at John's left shoulder.
Yeah, that's not the typical kind of destination, but I think he'd gotten quite used to her normal positions. So a good change up there from Smith. And Wright ran through that one in a hurry.
A little frisky there, you know, again, trying to catch John's leaking into the middle, taking that away.
John's just holding his position there, waiting for that exact ball. And once again, a little uber aggressive.
Yeah, went with the one-handed backhand flick in the middle, just a high degree of difficulty on that. And that one surprised Johns, but he was still able to pull his paddle across his body in time.
Yeah, miraculous.
Unbelievable paddle manipulation there by Ben Johns. And 2 for 3 now on that particular shot is Callie Smith with a come on top of it.
Irvine is so used to being the one who hits the vast majority of these ATPs, she can't believe that there's enough room and angle for Smith to do it also. So they're tied up at 5, with a second chance to score here from Smith.
That's just beautiful pickleball on all sides of the court, and Matt Wright is able to finish. Irvine, not many players were going to be able to get that lob and do something with it.
No, she hit a decent shot for sure. However, it did start a cascade of events that has given Smith and Wright the lead.
Good look at Callie Smith there to serve. Oh, hello, net cord. We don't get to say hello, Newman, in this one because Riley and his sister are not available, Lindsay Newman, for this showdown. They'll be back in action on a PPA court very soon. And another one skids off.
I tell you, the pickleball gods are shining on Wright and Smith, and we did hear Wright utter the famous words that everyone has said on a pickleball court: "Sorry, not sorry."
Wow, that one skidding just over. And that's a beautiful shot by Wright there, and this is a freight train. And oh my, Ben Johns has seen enough, rarely calls timeout. Walked up and put his paddle against the net. Frustration with the net, frustration with the score. So very well done here by Wright and Smith. What are you seeing?
Yeah, I'm seeing some real clicking of the high, as we talked about before, high risk, high reward style from Wright and Smith. All the chances they're taking, they're starting to really take hold. You know, it looks like that more conservative approach that Johns and Irvine are taking, and obviously, you know, Johns is going to do his thing. Irvine's approach has been so far to be very solid. She's a methodical player, incredibly reliable, so solid with thirds, dinks, cross court, all of the above. But right now, Matt Wright and Callie Smith have found a real groove in some high-level shot selections.
Yeah, they have, and you know, that's the beauty of pickleball as we bring this to a new audience here on Tennis Channel. You just get that ball and get a little mojo, get a couple of net cords, get them a little frustrated. You can run out 3, 4, 5 points. Next thing you know, it's 9-5.
Yes, Lady Luck has definitely been on the side of Wright and Smith, but that'll swing both ways. It always does.
And that one refuses to pop over, and it is Matt Wright and Callie Smith with a game point.
Almost always. Yeah,
almost. I mean, you know, she might have a game 3 to equal the task, but got to earn it. And the I formation does not work for Irvine and Johns, and what an onslaught.
I mean, seriously, after seemingly a 45-minute game 1, game 2, over in a relative blink of an eye, fast points, fast and furious, in favor of Wright and Smith. Wonderful display.
And when you play at that pace, it has got to stay in the court, and it most certainly did. Yes, Lady Luck was part of it, but their skill was the difference. We'll have game 3 to decide a winner after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Dave Fleming with Morgan Evans, and a impressive finish to game 2 by Callie Smith and Matt Wright, really bringing the heat that the California sunshine is bringing as well. So we will switch sides at 6. Jessie Irvine, the local, to serve. And Jessie Irvine is like, I've had enough of this.
Yeah, she was due to send a serious return message. Callie Smith played a phenomenal game 2.
Yes.
A couple others around the posts. They were coming from angles that I could see Irvine's face. Just didn't believe that angle was actually a possibility.
So good start for Irvine with a big two-handed backhand finish. Okay. Good exchange there. Matt Wright wins it. Matt Wright yells it. Matt Wright stares it down.
Yeah, when he starts barking, it's always a warning sign for his opponents, and he knows it.
And it is the power of Callie Smith overcoming that one. And
yeah, she managed to get one ball just low enough on the prior shot and was awarded.
And that roll from John sails just deep. Again, we will crown a champion at the end of this game.
And the Ernie from Irvine. We haven't
Yes.
seen much of that today so far.
No, if Matt's going to throw it back behind her, she's going to not let that happen by putting that in his head. Looking to shake and bake. That one comes into the net. So they edge in front in this truly high-level Selkirk Lab Showdown final.
That ball was just low enough. It was at a beautiful height, but unfortunately just dropped out of the sky and made it a little too awkward for Wright.
Would have been a perfect height for me at 5'8". Would have been an overhead. Defend that one, Callie, is the message that was sent on this ball right here. Beautiful finish.
Yeah, who knows if it was closer to her. She may have, but yeah, that was certainly struck with some authority.
Nice angle there, and Smith and Irvine, as we mentioned earlier, are going to get to see each other twice today.
So they're ahead by the slimmest of margins. And Callie Smith taking some real chances
Yes.
on the returner serve, but I think they know for them to win this match, they're going to have to redline.
Yeah, look at the score at game two. That's our pattern.
Great angle there from Wright. Didn't need to hit a bullet.
No.
Put it into a very tough location.
And that was started by a little roll flick by Smith down the middle that caught Johns just a bit off guard.
Oh.
And the net is not even remotely being fair in the opinion of Ben Johns.
100% no. We saw him a look of dismay towards the heavens.
And like a great match horse race here, it is now Smith and Wright that have nosed in front. Oh my.
Well, that was fun, wasn't it?
That was a super fun angle. That would have set up one of the greatest ATPs ever if someone would have been standing over there. Of course, he hit it there because there's no one within 25 feet of that. Okay. And Ben Johns is like, I want the ball back. I don't like being down in game 3. Let's go.
Yeah, we're going to see now just what level of aggression he's going to bring to the table.
And Callie Smith says, I see you and I raise you.
Yeah, I mean, is this really a team that will allow Ben to, really take over as he can?
Steely intensity. And another one flicks off the tape and stays in. That might have been clean anyway. We'll never know. But
unbelievable. I think that seemed clean to me.
Yeah, I think they had her.
But just unbelievable disguise for her to hold that paddle there, indicate nothing but dink, and then pull the trigger.
And plenty of margin from the baseline. That time it is Johns that comes out on top on the firefight at the kitchen line.
Johns, he just finished his little exchange with a popped-up ball, more than high enough for Smith to take care of business, directing it cross-court towards Irvine.
And we talk about a team that is dialed in for a game and a half. That team is Wright and Irvine.
Yeah.
Wright and, of course, Smith. So Wright Smith looking great. Irvine and Johns trying to find an answer. We'll be back with the conclusion. All right, we are back, and Matt Wright and Callie Smith have continued to put the formula from game 2 in play here. It is working. They're up 6-3. We've switched sides. Here we go.
Okay. Ben with some serious counterpunching there.
Yeah, and you saw the difference of if Wright is reaching, the pace and direction of the ball is going to play right into Ben Johns' hands.
Okay, well, a rare error.
Yes.
We haven't seen much of that in the last few games.
No, from that looked a lot like game 1 where it was just the patient pattern.
We also haven't seen much of that.
No.
But that's what pressure will do to you. This is one of those rare moments where you see Johns behind in game 3.
Oh, and a little friendly fire there as the dig from Callie Smith catches Matt Wright. And the lead
5-6
is just 1. Jessie Irvine making sure she's got that ball popped right the way she wants it. Oh, and a nice low drop, and again, great drop in the menacing presence of Johns. You got to keep that ball away from him. So that's that combination. We're tied at 6. Timeout
certainly
a possibility, and it is a reality.
Yes, 100% great timeout. They had a good lead, and they've seen that dissipate quickly.
So we're now at 7-6, Johns and Irvine. What would you tell Callie and Matt?
Well, they need to pick up their energy again. I think they suffered what so many players do, an adrenaline dump. They had one of the greatest games either one of them has ever played, I'm sure, in Game 2. And they came out firing in Game 3. Really felt good about their level. However, the side switch, it does affect everybody. Mentally, you go into the new side a little curious if it's going to play a role. You know, it's not like there's a serious wind around, but the optics are different everywhere. So they weren't able to quite keep their level. A couple of loose errors. Some of those fourth balls that dipped beautifully from Irvine and Johns caused some tough contacts from Callie Smith. And that started a bit of a snowball effect, unfortunately. Once that pressure starts mounting, it's not easy to dig yourself out of that hole.
So here we go. Irvine to serve at 7-6. Good timeout. Stops the momentum. They're only down 1. Can they find that same idea of making quality thirds? They've been driving most of them. And that time is the best backhand third that Smith has hit in the entire match.
For sure. She got low enough, really changed her aim point a little higher above the net.
Oh my.
Amazing hand.
Oh, and after some tremendous defense from Callie Smith, can't quite find the range on the last one.
The level has just been phenomenal.
I love it. Tied at 7. So, Matt Wright to serve. 7's all over the board.
Yeah, that was certainly not available as she might have thought.
Yeah. Yeah, the from that position in the court, there's very little chance that you will surprise him with that.
No, and the instruction we can hear from Wright towards Smith was just slow on the backhand.
The ball has entered the
commentary booth, and none of us are quite aware of where it went. So I will take my headset off.
And Morgan is going to crawl under. As a person that is very particular about the ball myself, I understand the desire if it can be located. It has been eaten by the cable monster, so it is gone. We got a new ball, 7 all. Here we go. And that one she just misses. Seen her make 2 of those, and you ask, well, why do they want the same ball? Well, a newer ball can play a little livelier, and you've got the one that you've been using for a while dialed in.
Yeah, judging this one, it does look like it's got some experience.
So defended their way back to the kitchen line, but couldn't finish it off. So Irvine again getting a good bounce on that ball.
Oh.
And we haven't seen Irvine pull the trigger much at the kitchen line. Chooses that moment, and Wright is sitting on it.
Yeah, she was off the line, and I think it's a little bit indicative of the kind of pressure they're under right now. And everyone sort of knows to alleviate a quick, easy point might be a good chance.
Yep, and then there's more pressure on your thirds. Get them down, get it to bounce. Let's see, they didn't on the first one. Can they on the second one to tie this at 8? And what a reach in by Ben Johns with a little flick, Wright looking for the ball on the other side and cannot get out of the way. So,
yeah, perfect placement and a well-deserved timeout.
Yes.
So Johns and Irvine back in control here.
My goodness. So sometimes you just need a timeout after you've played a point of that length. So Wright and Irvine, they're right there. So Wright, Smith, Irvine, Johns will be back with the finish right after this. We are back. Wright, Smith call a timeout. Make sure they're at peak efficiency, hydration, and ready. Jessie, Irvine to serve. They're up 1. Big serve to start. Oh, and the off-speed roll by Johns is perfection. Haven't seen that all day.
No, that was an incredibly unique shot. Two-handed backhand in the body. Massaged downwards nicely.
Because you're looking for that on a much different hitting plane.
And those serves, certainly high risk. It's a little bit deep.
Oh, and an inside out.
Yeah, I don't know if this was the time to be a hero.
No. So we are staring at match point for Johns and Irvine. They have battled their way here. Struggled to finish game 1. Finally did on their 8th chance. Can they do it on their 1st to win the showdown? They cannot.
So they're still in it.
So now you're thinking, hey, we did this before. We didn't get all the way over the mountain. Can we this time?
And she's gone for a lot this game. And to her credit, it's one of the reasons why they've been able to apply as much pressure as they have on Johns and Irvine. But you've got to pick your moments, right?
Yeah, and if you're going to go, I mean,
well, at least it was on serve, right?
Yeah, and you got to go, and now it comes down to execution because the game plan hasn't changed. And a come on comes flying back with that vicious two-handed backhand from Irvine.
That was huge. So much power on that two-hander, and that's given her team
a second chance to be the victor.
Right, just saying you might want to wipe off the ball. A fair amount of sweat.
They glisten on there. Irvine known to bounce the ball beforehand. Does a little extra. Does get the serve in. And the battle of one-handed inside-out backhands goes to Callie Smith. So try number 3. And what a drive by Ben Johns to end it. And that's as high quality a match as you can have with partners who are not used to playing with each other that you could ever ask for. So Smith and Wright, impressive in defeat, but it ultimately came down to the precision of Jessie Irvine and the presence of Ben Johns at the kitchen line.
Yeah, I think Jessie Irvine played a fantastic game. She kept the ball alive for as long as she needed to. She trusted that if her dinks were good enough, then the kind of risks that Callie Smith were going to have to take aren't going to be good ones. And she was right. Towards the tail end of this game especially, Callie Smith did take a couple of extra chances, whether it be nerves or just she felt like the ball was there, who knows. But in the end, Johns and Irvine proving victorious.
And Irvine even found a couple opportunities to show her power in finishing at the end. So the local and Ben Johns are our Showdown champions.
Welcome everyone to Center Court. I'm here with our champions. Guys, this was such a tense match throughout. Do you feel like the pressure was on or off the two of you, or was it more on the other team?
I think it was equal for both of us. We're both playing with, people we've never played with before, so that's, something you're always having to work through during the match. But it was a lot of fun, a lot of great points. So I hope everybody enjoyed watching, for sure.
Well, Ben, we heard Matt Wright at the baseline saying, Ben always goes 110% against me. It's so frustrating. What do you think he meant by that?
I think I see him in a lot of finals, and I usually conserve energy in some other rounds, so it might not look like I'm going 100%, but you might as well leave it all on the court in a final. So I'm sure when he sees me in finals a lot, he gets 110% me. But yeah, they both played well this match. They're both unpredictable players, and I think they played really well. So great match, great for the spectators, I think, and happy to win.
Well, how great is it to start the year off with a win like this, the second half of the year, and what are you most looking forward to in the rest of 2022?
Yeah, no, this is great. I think this is a lot of fun. It's great playing with new players, seeing different matchups. It's a good kind of warm-up to get back into the tournament season. And I'm just excited, to get back on the court and compete again.
Well, congratulations, guys. We're going to take you back to the court after this quick break.